Live with Kathy. Okay. All right. All right.
Here
Kathy.
I am.
Oh, yo.
Jesus keep you guys. Jesus keep me near the cross. I don't know what happened.
I'm sitting here sweating.
I'm sorry, you guys. Phil, I was doing everything you said. Listen, you know I'm a woman of a certain age. Leave me alone.
I tried to let the people understand that. I tried to let the people know. Thank you. Somebody said the devil's a liar. It will happen. Yes, and it
I know. Hi, you
happened.
guys. I am so sorry. Woo, jeez. Okay.
D'Ambrose is on.
Hi.
Joining us.
How
tonight.
you doing?
So now that I got you on, I got to start back over because I got to give the proper introduction. Now, tonight my guest is Miss Kathy Hazzard. Kathy Hazzard has been in the business for 5 decades and counting. She makes she gives no reasons why she's going to be stopping anytime soon. She has some background for the likes of James Ingram, Andre Crouch, Pink Floyd, and yes, even Michael Jackson himself. Yeah. She has lended her vocals to theme songs like Amen and Cop Rock and countless others. And now she is gracing me with her presence by having this conversation with me to talk about her life, her 5 decades in the business of entertainment or in the business of show.
Yeah.
So,
amazing.
Kathy, now that I've given just a little bit, and I really do mean just a little bit of what it is that you have done in this industry, where did it all begin for you?
It all began for me basically. Let me go back to when I was 5. Okay, what happened? My mom. Some of you on there, you know her. There was this audience is too young, but there used to be a radio show called Joe Bostic.
Okay.
And they said to send in your tapes, and I sang. Oh, I forgot what song I sang, but anyway, I won. I won that week.
It was a competition.
And yeah, it was because he had, people at that time, you just sent in cassettes or you record on those 2 reels or whatever.
Yeah.
And she put me in and I won that. So after that, I just started singing and, I went a church girl from Bethel. I started there and singing in the youth. It was called Youth for Christ Choir. From the Youth for Christ Choir, then we had a group called Sweet Spirit. And from Sweet Spirit, at that time, I was just doing a lot of solo work also with I think it was Joe Williams used to be my keyboard player, and Richard Callisti would take me to Bible Way, and he would take me to Soul Saving Station.
These are all churches?
These were all the little churches that I would go to and sing solos, you see. And then, like I said, the group was called Sweet Spirit. You guys can look it up. And I was one of the leads there. And then Andre Crouch popped up. There's a joke that says Andre Crouch stole B, and her name was B. Carr, rest in peace, and me from the Sweet Spirit group. It was made up of 4 girls. Naturally, it was Bev Caesar Coy, myself, Gloria Dalvin, and B. Carr. And we started singing, and we got pretty popular. We had some nice, national fame. And from there, B went with Andre first. And then after that, no, let me go back. Andre did an album with us. And then from there,
So
we
did he come and just kind of extract you guys out of the church?
Yeah, out of the church.
Yeah.
Sure did. Because that's where he was in. I mean, you know, if anybody knows, secular or they call it secular, I just call it singing. Secular or not, Andre Crouch and the Disciples. I mean, we went everywhere. And he did everything. And he was the one that really broke the mold. I believe for gospel, it was him. For secular, to me at that time, I'm showing my age, it was Sly and the Family Stone, because I mean, you know, the bands look like the circus came to town. So
I know, Sly and the Family Stone.
Yeah. So that's what happened. And then I moved to California. What
prompted you to move to California, out to the West Coast?
Well, since I was with the group, everything was out there. And Andre said, we can't have you flying back and forth to, you know, like this. So everybody's in California. Let's go to California. And then I moved, and I lived in California for 35 years and traveled all over the world with Andre, 84 countries around the world, 8 times. And from there, because, I mean, we did Amen, we did all that kind of stuff, but through that, through TV shows and stuff that we did,
well,
they started.
Slow down for one second, because what I'm curious to know is, what was the moment of transition between gospel and doing other things?
Steve Bochco and Mike Post. You know,
heavy hitters,
LA. Heavy hitters.
You can't watch television without hearing something from Mike Post.
At that time, they were the heavy hitters.
Yeah.
So, you know, in LA, what they do, they ask for background singers, and you know, they say I was, you know, out of a #1 background singer. Not only with Andre, because when we were off tour, you did a lot of session work, and Mike called me one day and said, "Excuse me, I want you to do such and such and such," and it was history from there. So
what was that call like for you? Mike Post calls you and says,
"Well,
what?"
He just says, "I heard, is your name Kathy Hazzard?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, I saw you with this group, and I liked your voice." He said, "Your voice cuts." That's what he said. He said, "When you sing, your voice cuts. And I would like you to do a couple of sessions for me. I'm in Studio City. And would you like to do some stuff?" So I said, "Yeah, you know." And then when I got to the studio, you did a lot of, it was called demos and things like that. And he said, "I just want you to know." He said, "Are you an actress?" I said, "No, I don't act." He said, "Look, if you can sing, you can act." But then he told me, he said, "I just want you to know," and this was after the 3rd or 4th session I did with him. He said, "I want you to know, my best friend is Steve Bochco."
Wow.
I said, Steve Bochco, Hill Street Blues, and House and LA Law. He said, "Yeah." He said, "Now, this is what we're going to do." Because that's the way he told. He said, "This is what we're going to do. You're going to be the main girl. Everything that they do, every lick, every this, every that, you're going to start doing." So from Hill Street Blues, Doogie Howser, LA Law, everything on up, Cop Rock.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at Cop Rock now, you'll see me with, what was his name? Randy Newman. We do the theme song. He introduced me to Steve Cannell, and Steve Cannell said, "I love what you do. I want you to scream." And I said, "Scream on what?" He said, "I have a new TV." He said, "I have a new TV show. It's called Silk Stockings."
I remember Silk Stockings.
Yeah, and I want you to be the voice on Silk Stockings. And I was the voice on Silk Stockings. So that's really how it really got started. I have to give Andre credit, because at that time, you know, we were doing We Are the World, we were doing Color Purple, we were doing.
How did that work on We Are the World? When we watched the video, which is iconic, We Are the World.
Mm-hmm.
We see all of these celebrities. But at
Mm-hmm.
one point, so they didn't overdub. They weren't the ones that were overdubbing.
No.
Ah.
You have to realize those were the solos. They have all the main quote unquote folks out there. You know, even when you do the Grammys or the Oscars or whatever, we're in the back. We're the background. Sometimes they feature us. If you look on Michael Jackson, well, I have a copy that you can see us. But if you look on Michael Jackson's the 30th anniversary that we did at Madison Square Garden, and the day after that was 9/11. Jesus, there was just six singers, and I was one of them. The other girl from New York is you guys know her, Melanie Daniels.
Yeah, Melanie Daniels. Yeah,
Melanie Daniels. Melanie Daniels. Myself.
Mariah Carey.
Yes, that was her.
Kelly Price.
Right. I just had moved back to New York to help my mom build a building she did, and Jim Gilstrap, who was the contract for that, said, "Kathy, are you in New York?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Can you do a couple of dates?" I said, "Sure." Well, what are we doing? Because he's iconic, and he said, Jim Gilstrap is the one that sings, "You are the sunshine of my life."
Yeah.
That's him singing before Stevie. That's him. So he said, okay. He never told me what it was. So he said, "I want you to go down to Chelsea Piers and da-da-da-da-da." So I get down there, and it's like security everywhere. Okay, you have to sign this. Where am I going?
Right.
And we get on that stage, and it's like, okay. I said, "Jim, what am I doing?" He said, "We're doing Michael Jackson and the 30th anniversary for the Jackson 5 and Michael Jackson." And Kathy, everybody is going to be. I said, "Okay, so we'll just be singing for Michael." He said, "No, every star that comes there. I mean, Mark Anthony. I mean, everybody was there. You see, we sang background for them, and it was 6 singers. Like I said, that was a major point. And you just keep on keeping on. That's all."
So let's go to Pink. Let's go to Pink Floyd. I want to know, because I know that had to be culture shock and a completely different experience for you. So
different experience with Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd, very, very rock and roll. I came in there, and you guys from Bethel are gonna laugh. I was still green, and they looked at me. They said, "She can sing," but one of the guys was his mother was a Sunday school teacher or something like that. So they said she sings with the Crouch guy. So they looked at me, they said, "Oh, she's," as they say now, but it was really funny then. He said, "Oh, so you're a church girl?" I said, "Yeah, I'm a church girl." He said, "Can you sing?" And Mike Post was the one that he said, "When you do that, tell them, when you go in there, tell them you can walk on water." So I said, "Yeah, I can walk on water." He said, "You got the job."
That's what's up.
So he said, "You got the job." So a lot of the dates that they did, not the world tour, because I was with Andre, but a lot of the dates that they did, I was there with my big afro, just singing on the wall, all that crazy stuff.
Listen. You a church girl from Queens. You're singing by a lot of the rock stars.
Yeah.
How did you maintain a level of sobriety within that industry?
Okay. Since I know a lot of people that's online that knows me, they know Joe Bright, which was my father. So he said, "You know what? Let me let you know something. There's always somebody that can sing better than."
This is me trying to maintain my professional faith. Go ahead. I love Joe. I love Joe.
Joe, hey, that was my foundation. He said, "First of all, you can sing and you're very good, but guess what, Kathy?" I said, "Yes, Dad, there's always somebody that can sing better than you."
Yeah.
Okay. And he said, "What you need to do in that business," because, my mother, "I'm going to pray," and stuff like. He said, "Look, she's she's gifted, let her do what you got to do." So what happens is he said, okay, if you're going to be in it, but not of it.
Mm.
And that's what I maintain. I do my job. I go do what I have to do. Every once in a great while, let me whisper this, in Europe, I can go crazy. And but that was in the beginning. But that's what really held me together. Be in it, but not of it. And to this day, that's what you do. You go in, you do your job, you are still grateful, you thank God for what you do. And I tell anybody, you have to really be, a lot of people are in the business, but they're not called to be in that business.
Yeah.
And if you're not, Phil, you know, it'll kill you or eat you up.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is what you know, even in TV, in film, they have some Jeeper creepers
it can get pretty wicked.
It can get wicked. And then and then you have to have a level of confidentiality because, I mean, you know, there's some things that, and some people that I've been with that have done stuff that I'll just take it to my grave.
Yeah.
They're gone now. So
what do you think has been your most proudest moment?
In the industry. When there used to be this show called Unsung Heroes, but it was Unsung Singers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was I forgot what year it was. I'll send you the video and you'll see. But I was, you know, I was the labeled the most, well, did they say iconic or whatever, background singer of that era, you know, in the 1990s in California.
Whatever happened when I saw 20 seconds from Fame. How
yes.
were you a part of that film?
No, what they did, they interviewed, but you know, who am I? You know, they I shouldn't say and Darlene was the main character on that thing. So you know, they interview you. Thank you very much. If we can do it, they're getting ready to do a second part.
Okay.
So I think that I'm going to be, because actually I was a lot younger than a lot of them. I sang with all them, Darlene, and I knew Edna, you know, from the Honeycombs and all that kind of stuff. So
the Honeycombs was a very huge group in the 1970s. You can Google that too. You can see it on Soul Train.
Mm-hmm. Wanted, young men singing experience and love preferred, but will accept a young trainee. Okay. That's what happened. Yeah, but a lot of the things, I have copies because sometimes, they edit, they cut, they do. I have the copies because, like you told me, Phil, to use some of that for your reel.
Yeah.
So that's what I, you know, and I don't post a lot of stuff what I do, you know.
I know, and I think that's why, and I'll tell everyone watching is that's why I felt like it was so important to have this conversation, because you are an integral part of, you contributed so much to the industry that people don't really know about. As you saw in the film, where you had a lot of background singers who did a lot
right
in this industry. Like I didn't know that you did background for Amen on vocals.
Oh, sure.
That's iconic. That's a you know the theme song when it comes on, and it's iconic.
Right.
But your ledger of work, and then your contacts within the industry and the people that you've encountered has been tremendous. I mean, you've worked with Michael Jackson, and so like these things, these things, and what was that like? Like, who was he like to you?
Michael was funny. He was really funny. He was a perfectionist, and when he loved what you did, you couldn't stop him. He was very generous. He was a genius. He really, really was. He was a genius. When we worked him, we did Blood on the Dance Floor. We did hold me, da 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 da. I forgot, but you know,
I kind of caught the
you
melody
know,
of that. Yeah.
we did all that and stayed in the studio half the night, and he didn't want to go and sing some more songs, and actually it turned into a gospel session, but you know, because we had finished his stuff. But he was absolutely, it was a privilege and a trust to work with him. When you mentioned Amen, the lead of that was another gospel singer, and she was, well, she still is. Her name was Vanessa Bell Armstrong. She's the one that did the lead for Amen. You see? Turn on the lights from heaven, shine on me. Oh, that was great. That was really, really good. So that was another Andre Crouch thing, you know?
What I love about you so much is that, like, it's almost like what we now look at as like iconic stuff. You at the time was like, listen, this is just what I do.
That's it. Hey,
call me,
you know,
come in, I do what I do. And you see gone unscathed from a lot of the things that people go through in Hollywood. There ever a moment where you were confronted with jealousies or people who didn't want to see you win?
Well, the thing is, it's going to be a lot. I wouldn't say jealousy. I would say competition, because you got to go there on your A game, you know? And when we used to do a lot of stuff with Diana Ross, but I used to do one of the main singers. He's gone now. His name was Bobby Glenn. And his brother was Gary Glenn. Gary wrote all the hits in the beginning for Anita Baker.
Wow.
So when we did stuff, you know, Diane would say, "You're good. You guys you sound wonderful. I love the blend." And I said, "Oh my goodness." I said, "You're so good." And she said, "No, dog. When you go out and people tell you that you're good, tell them, don't tell me I'm good. Call me back." So that's what I've adopted. Everybody, Kathy, you're so good. Thank you so much, baby. Don't tell me I'm good.
Yeah.
Call me back.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right down. Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that goes for actors too, man. Like you book a job, you do a few scenes, like that's right. Don't tell me I'm good. You call me back.
Call me back. Call me back. That's what happened. You know, but you know, jealousy and it's so much. And again, there's so many extremely talented singers, actors, actresses, all that kind of stuff. You know, there's tons. You really have to be grateful.
Yeah.
That, you know, I always tease people. They look at me. I said, well, I have to go to the song we always sing. Thank God for when the singers come marching in, I'm in that number. Right. When the actresses come in, you know, it was slow for a while, but now it's picking up. You know, I did Only Murders in the Building, and we're going to do second season, all that kind of stuff. So it's really, you got to know your craft. You have to know what you do and how you do it. And you have to, you know, all money is not good money. That's another thing. All money is not good money. There's some things that great, a whole lot. I mean, and what happens is like, I don't want to be deep, but it's like, all this money, but I can't do it, you know?
Right.
I just refuse, because all money is not good money. That's, you know, I got grown folks, I got grandkids, I got y'all. Y'all don't need to see me compromising stuff what they offer you. Know, oh, can you play this? Can you play that? Can you do this? Would you sing that?
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna know.
Yeah.
And it's not to be, this is not a religious thing. It's just my conviction.
Yeah.
And they respect that. They respect that, you know, no. And I mean, I remember one day, 15 years ago, I was appointed to do the Virginia Slims commercial. I say it now, not with regret, but y'all, that was a lot of money even then. You know what I'm saying? And they said, we want you to do this. We want you got to be the voice, and we want you to do, and do this. Can you imagine Thelma or Joe seeing me doing something like that? Y'all, I mean, it was a lot of, that's all. And, you know, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
But when I turned that down, guess what happened? That's when I got the Lion King. That's when we got the Lion King, and we did all the videos for it, the movie, the this, the that. So, you know,
yeah.
One note. I mean, what can you say? That's just Kathy. That's just Kathy.
Look, Sonny, I'm trying to hold it back. You don't understand.
So,
but
that's that.
I want to say this, you know, because publicly, is that I think that when I look at your career and all that you've done, and everything that and just how you handle it with such grace and ease, it inspires.
Thank you, Darlene.
It inspires me to you know, sometimes you watch someone and you say it's attainable for me now. You know, I don't think that it's foreign for me, that I'm capable of doing that and having those experiences and having those connections and creating that kind of community for myself as well.
Well, this is the thing. Persistence outlasts persecution.
Yeah.
So you have to, quitting, is that an option?
Absolutely.
It doesn't make sense. When do you quit? I mean, ask Betty White, ask ask Marla Gibbs, ask these. Do you quit?
Yeah.
No, you just sustain and maintain.
Yeah.
That's basically what you do, you know? And the industry is so different now, you see?
Yeah.
The industry is so different. There was a time, let me say this, there was a time that I got a lot of no's because not the color of my skin. Hear me when I'm telling you this. The color of my skin, not because I was black, but because of the color black I was. You see?
Yeah.
No, you're not what we're looking for. And we used to have a thing in LA. Oh, LL got it. So it's like, what do you mean? Who got it? LL. Well, who's LL? Light skin, long hair. So now
it's crazy how the effects of colorism is still present and alive.
It's a little, for me, because I'm a mature now. I mean, now it's almost like a reverse. They want you. They want that. They want you. You can do this. You can do that. You can do this. You can do that. So you just you pick your battles, and then you stay in your lane.
So let me ask you a question. What do you think the difference is between the old days, what we now consider to be the days of grown folks music, the days of classical?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is different now compared to then?
Political. I mean, and you guys, everything is so, just sing the song or get the Emmy or get I don't want to hear all this kind of stuff. It's a political thing now.
Right.
And we were real. I mean, you know, I got how I did things as far as I sing. You know, Andre used to tell us.
Stephanie just logged on, just to let you know.
Oh, good. Okay. Andre used to tell us, if you can't sing a cappella, you can't sing.
Yeah, I've heard.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
what happens now is all this flip and flop and the dancing and the this and the hoochie and the mom and the sit. It distracts from the song.
Absolutely.
It distracts from the song. And what happened with the one of my mentors as far as singing is concerned is Dionne Warwick. I used to always go see her. And what happened? She would sit on a stool, you guys. Yeah. She would sit on a stool. And as we say, flat foot sang.
Yeah.
No hoop, no la, no booty, no A, no nothing. She sang. And look at, she stood the test of time. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So you have to know, I was trained by the best. If you can't sing a cappella, you can't sing.
Right.
You don't need all the bells and whistles and all that. Just sing, you
Look,
know?
I got
And
my
that's what's happening.
I got my 5 questions for you.
Okay.
My 5 Super Soul Sunday questions, like I say, and I want you to add to them.
Oh,
However, you can take your time.
oh Lord. Okay.
All right, here it goes. So, what do you know about the industry now, opposed to what you didn't know when you came in?
That you can make more money than you did. that you can make you have to know the industry, and you have to know that the industry is a business.
Yeah.
You see?
True.
You have to know that the industry is a business.
Truly.
You have to know who. I'm just going to give you an example. I'm not going to give names.
Okay.
We used to be called the Fix-It Girls. I'm not going to say who they were, but we were the Fix-It Girls. There were a couple of singers back in my day that were cute as buttons, but they could not sing. So the producers would call us in and say, fix it.
Wow.
Now, a lot of those songs, okay, and this is what I'm saying, you got crazy money for it. We did not get any credits. We didn't do, and we just sang. We overdubbed some of the leads so it would come up to pitch. We would do the backgrounds. You get paid and go home. You see what I'm saying?
Right, right.
So,
I got you.
And I don't know, if you go back in the early 80s, one of the girls we sang with, she wanted more money and stuff, so they put it out, and that got disbanded. But we used to make some nice coins with that, So that's what you do. You go in and do your job, sing it, do this. Who's this artist? Don't tell nobody, but she can't sing. She's cute, though.
Right.
She's cute and she can dance, but she can't sing.
Right.
So could you guys fix it? And that's how they did. That's what we used to do. We used to fix it. I miss those days because that was really good.
As an artist, though, I would feel kind of bad because that, if someone has to come and fix all that stuff, then it's like, are you up to par as an artist?
Well, I'll tell you why they don't feel bad. Because one girl told us, she said, "You're the background, I'm the star." I said, "You go ahead with your bad stuff. Star on, but you still can't sing." That's okay. All right. I'll tell you who that was off camera. That was funny.
Sonny said you need to write a book.
I
would have to agree.
I'll tell you, it's yeah. If I write a book, it'd be like what Katie. No, I started to compare Katie Couric. I'm not going to do that. Tell her on it. Okay. They don't like her though. Go ahead. What's the next question?
What advice would you give your 19-year-old self?
I would give my 19-year-old, save your money. I would say take more pictures. I would say that's basic about it because I had fun. I mean, when you start traveling and this and that, what else can you say?
Right. Right.
But I wasn't hanging out that much, like I said, except when I went to Europe.
And
but
you kind of let loose in Europe.
But that was then. That is not now. Right. Trust me when I tell you.
Right. So what feeds your spirit?
Good talent, humbleness, genuineness. That's what really fit. When you get somebody that's crazy, it's like, what do the kids say? Oh, he's a beast. She's a beast.
Yeah.
Girl, you can sing. Like Phil Collins. We were doing something with Phil Collins in Sweden, and we sang something. Or was it Michael McDonald? One of those artists, and we started singing, and he heard somebody sing. He said, "Oh, never mind, I'm not singing anymore." because we said, why? He said, that's what I meant.
Right.
When he said this, he said, that's what I meant. The way y'all say, that's what I meant,
And
you know?
Michael McDonald is a beast.
Oh, please.
One of my favorites.
Those were the great days. Those were the great days. You know, Philip Bailey, you know, I'm the only girl on his first gospel album and singing all that. Those folks can, I mean, that's why they're still doing what they do today.
Yeah.
You know, who was good at that time when Babyface, and they had, what was the group's name? We did After Seven, myself and Lynn Mabry. It was, you know, did all the shows. Remember when Sinbad had his show, and you know,
the vibe.
But I started, but and Arsenio singing with everybody, Hammer and Tremaine and everybody. It was. I had a good time. People ask, okay, what would you do if you weren't doing anything? What would you do? What would you want to do now? I said, there's nothing. I'm doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing what I want to do. So it's a cool thing.
What do you want your legacy to be?
That I did a great job in whatever I was called to do. Not a good job, a great job. As far as that, she used her talent to the fullest. And I have a quote that I love by his, what's his name? He said, Miles Monroe. He said, the best thing in life is when you die, you want to die empty.
Yeah.
Because you did everything you were supposed to do, you know. Sometimes you got to make up for it if it's possible, but you want to die empty.
Yeah.
And that's what, use everything I have. And, you know, your talent evolves. You know, like, you know, I'm doing voiceovers and you do hand modeling. I have lovely hands, darling. You know? So you do what you got to do. You know, like I told you today. Phil, that this narration is kicking my butt, but it's good. But it's good.
We got my last question is, what are you grateful for?
Life, health, strength, my children, my grandchildren, and that I am still here.
Yeah.
I'm still here. I have to always go back to the gospel, because gospel always gives you that, it just gives you that solace, you know what I'm saying? And there's a song that the Winans used to sing. Millions didn't make it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I'm one of the ones who did.
Thank you.
Especially in this time, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I love you guys. Hey, I don't know who's on, but hey, y'all, how you doing?
People have been coming in and out. So
hey,
they've been enjoying the conversation. I don't know if you can see it on your end, but I can definitely see it on mine.
I see Heather Haywood. Hi, Heather.
So what's next for you?
What's next for me? What am I doing? Well, you know, praying that the second season for Only Murders in the Building. Mm-hmm. A lot of it's funny. I haven't done a lot of singing.
Yeah.
But I haven't done a lot of singing in a while. But what's making up for that is the voiceovers and the hand modeling, and then you know, you still, I don't care what you say, I don't call it grind. I'm not grinding. Yeah. I'm gracing. You know.
Yeah.
You do. This is not a grind to me.
Yeah.
It's like I have the grace to do what I'm doing. You know.
Yeah.
So that's what. Basically, that's it. And Telsonine, maybe one of these days, write a book. We'll see. We'll
It
see.
would be interesting.
Not promising.
I think it would be a good book, and very inspirational as well.
Thank you so much.
From all that I know, it's like, you know, when you start out where you come from a foundation that's pretty restricted, and you blossom out, and you go and you accomplish all that you have, and able to sit back and tell the stories. It's a beautiful thing, and it's a blessing. Thank you so much.
Well, it's a blessing. You know, you don't want to get stuck.
Yeah.
You're always progressing. You know, you don't want to get stuck. So you guys out there, whatever you're doing, I don't care how old you are, you're still breathing. It's your thing. Do what you want to do, kids.
All right. Thank you so much, Kathy,
baby,
for joining me.
Oh, my pleasure. It was
V.I.P.
such a, you know, I love you, Phil.
Love you.
You know I do.
I appreciate it.
Definitely. Bye, y'all. Now, tell me what to do. Well, how do I cut this off? All you
got to do is click off. I'm going to end the live, and that's going to be it.
Peace in the Middle East.
So, there we have it.
Okay.
Peace out.
All right. Bye, y'all. Take care.